Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, March 22nd. We are officially into the spring season, and I really just wanted to come by briefly just to talk about The Secret Door to Success. It is a book by a lady named Frances Scovel Shin. And she really, she does an immaculate job. Of talking about how to get your mind in a good place. So since it's Monday morning, it's a new season. I feel great. It's a little chilly outside. Otherwise, I would be out there. But that's where we at today. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this on here first, and then I'm gonna try to make my way to Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of them because I ain't figured out how to make them all talk yet. Okay, but if you here with me and you are tapped in, definitely drop something in the chat. Say hello. Say good morning. Hey, how you doing? To hell with you. However you feeling, okay? I'm hoping everybody in a good mood today. But one of the interesting things I think about the secret door to success, because we all got one, you did, is that the important part is knowing able how to unlock that hole. Not only is it important to know how to get to the door, but knowing how to unlock it when you get there. And Florence is a Christian, but let me tell you what she does with the Bible in this book is that she takes it and she demystifies it, right? She takes all of the extra shit out of it, the story that people trying to figure out what does this mean, and she make it real plain for people. And she starts in the book of Joshua. Now, mind you, Joshua is the one who inherited the leadership after Moses trying to get the people to the promised land, got the Israelites all the way to Jericho, and had to make sure the walls came tumbling down. You dig? So there's this thing that he could get them all the way where they're supposed to go, all the way to everything they was promised, and then they cannot get in. You know what I'm saying? And so it begs the question is, where is the door? How do you get through the door? And for every one of us, you know what I'm saying? It's a way. It's just a matter of us being able to know how to access it. Now, looking at that story, I think it's a different perspective for us because we got our own walls. We got our own shit that we've been promised that we want access to that we ain't figured out how to unlock yet. And for a lot of people, it makes them frustrated because they see other people able to do it. They see other people able to tap in, and they're trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? Am I a bad person? Do God not love me? All these deep theological questions that really ain't no implication on you as a person, because as humans, we all sacred, we all worthy. But the question is really around whether you know how to do what you're trying to do. And so a lot of times what we're trying to do is really just get our emotions together. And the longer and the more we stay away from handling that, the longer and the further away we are from the things we truly desire in our heart. One of the things we got to know and be clear of is that what we see the one do for others, the one will also do for us. And I say the one because I'm so far away from using the term God. And I'm still figuring that out because English is my language and that's what they call the one over here. But we still figuring that out. I also don't think the universe is adequate for me personally, but I encourage y'all to honor and acknowledge however you see fit. But what I do know is that what I've seen happen for others also happens for us too. Again, it's just a matter of knowing how to do it, you know. And when we make that statement, what the one has done for others, the one will do for me. That is a neutral statement, and what it does is it helps rid us of any resentment that we may have, any jealousy, any envy, anything that may bring us into a negative vibration around somebody else and around what exists for them. A lot of times, because we don't understand things, we don't have proper feelings around them. But our feelings are things that we actually have the ability to be able to shift and control based on our choice. And a lot of times, our feelings are based on the story that we've told ourselves. So when we change the story of what it is we're telling ourselves about whatever thing make us feel some type of way, then we don't feel that way no more. And so it's become my practice to tell your inner self the things that you need to tell your inner self until you get to a place where your inner being agrees with it. Because when you don't feel those negative emotions, that's a more acceptable story, you know. And so when we look at what the walls of lack are in our lives, the walls that keep us from being able to step into the shit that we really want, we got to be honest about what they are, you know. And we also got to be able to affirm ourselves, even when won't nobody else outside us affirm us, because a lot of people around us got to see something to believe it. When the truth is, if you can see it in your mind's eye first, it will appear before you because it's already become real for you. You've already seen it, even though you ain't seen it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The spirit world is just as real as the world that we see around us. And it's a mirror of what it is we're creating. You know, so I tell people all the time, you want to see something different out there, you change something different in here, and then all of a sudden, whatever you want out there will appear. You know? And so for those of us who have grown up in poverty, we done been around some post shit, we know what it's like, you know, but that don't mean that that's the end. And it also doesn't mean that that's what we're relegated to just because that has been our experience or that's been, you know, how things have been for us up to this point. Even outside of lack and that, but failure, disappointment, hurts, pains, all the shit that we don't find to be pleasurable, you know? All the things that we feel like we've asked for that's taking too long, you know. We have to be honest about calling them what they are. And so there's an affirmation that she gives in the book that says, the walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my own personal promised land. That's something that you can close your eyes and you can imagine happening for you in a meditative state that brings you closer to that as a reality. You know what I'm saying? And then you can picture yourself stepping over a fallen wall and receiving the demonstration of the things that you desire. You can see yourself actually in a place of being in the receiving mode. And that's a whole shift of consciousness based upon what you've seen, depending. And all of this is bringing us back to universal law. You know, if you want something, you are going to attract what you are and not what you want. So you must become what you want in order to attract what you want. And this is the essence of law of attraction. You know, a lot of times we talk about the positive aspects of the law, but we don't talk about the negative aspects. And if you're receiving negative things in your life, whether you want to acknowledge that you got something to do with that or not, whether it's intentional or unintentional, conscious or unconscious, it's all a matter of us. We are the center point. And when we change, everything else has to change. So we got to take an interest in ourselves. We got to take an interest in our work. We got to take an interest in how we show up and how we give to the world. You know, be interested in yourself, and other people to find you interesting. You know, have a good attitude and a good your head on a swivel around how you gonna approach something, and you'll see other people step up to help you figure out how to approach it. A lot of times we don't come to the table like we actually believe in what we're doing, like we actually care about it, like it means something to us. We come with the expectation of the production of what we see. That's on us. We required to come to the table with that. You know, and I used to tell people all the time when I was a pastor, you know, don't come and bring the one no bullshit. Oh, don't come up here talking about what needs to be proven to you because you don't believe that the one can do it. If you don't believe that, then you off top. You need to go sit your ass down somewhere and figure it out, because you're working against yourself. We got to stop and channel our own beliefs and get our own shit into a place where it actually is in alignment with that which we seek. Complaining only builds more walls. It is not the vibration that's going to take us where we need to go. And that's okay if we feel the need to complain sometimes, because everything we experience ain't pleasant, okay? It's not always pleasant. Sometimes we need to be able to tell the truth about how we feel, but we also need to be able to flow through that. You feel me? A lot of times we start talking about how we feel and we start talking about the fucked up shit and we get stuck there. Okay? That's not where we get stuck. We get stuck if it's up, okay? If it's up, then it's stuck. Me, that's vibrational. Okay? Marty said some prophetic shit there. I don't want to get stuck on no low vibrational shit, because all that does is keep me further away from the things that I truly desire. Also, being mindful to focus your energy very specifically, because it'll help take you a lot further where you want to go, a lot faster. A lot of times we scatter our energy when we start talking to folk about the shit that we've been working on. What I'm learning is that people don't give a fuck about your process. They care, though, about your product. And until you got a product, till you can say that in the midst of my process and my work, this is what I've produced, this is what come from it. Nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to know you struggling and you trying to figure it out and you're experimenting. Don't tell folk that, because a lot of people don't have the understanding of undergoing those things. They don't. The shit that I'm offering right now is not for the mediocre guy. Okay, it's not for the person who want to be in the same place they was last year. It's not for the person who want to be in the same place they was yesterday. This content here is for the people who want to grow. This content here is for the people who want to elevate, who want to expand, who want to see their souls exist in ways that they don't now. That's who my tribe is. So what I'm telling you is that if you are not in community with your tribe, with your people who think and feel and who move and vibrate in the same ways and spaces that you do, you're going to struggle because you're going to run into people who then start to kill your dreams. They then start to talk down on your efforts because they don't understand what you're doing. Okay. Don't talk to them people about what you're doing. You need somebody to talk to. That's when you go sit down and you go pray. That's when you find somebody that's in your tribe, somebody who understands, somebody who's on that same level, who's on that same path, that's walking that with you, and you listen to them. Don't be listening to these naysayers and these haters out here. Wait and let them see what you produce. Don't scatter that energy. Don't let them give you no bad energy. And when you find bad energy around the shit that you working on, feed yourself positivity and get you back up. Tell you another story. Because that's what's going to help make them walls crumble away. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got to discuss our business with nobody else. A lot of times we want to because we be excited. Keep your excitement, though. Let your excitement fuel your process. You see, silence becomes golden when it keeps you from sharing negative energy with yourself and others. And sometimes you ain't got to take that shit to nobody else. They'll bring it to you. They will. And that's a fact. That's okay. We have forgiveness and grace when people do these things, but we also are not going to participate and contribute by scattering our own energy in discussion with other people that are not included in our plans. If they're not going to help us, if they're not on board, we're not going to do this together. They don't need to know about it. They see it when it's done. Let them see the product. If they want to know the process, they'll come ask you about it. That's what I've learned, you know. And so what I also have learned is that it ain't really no secret to success. It's a system. The system that I understand are the laws of the universe. And so many people don't know the laws. And so when they find themselves in the midst of a problem, they don't know where to go. They don't know. So they find themselves discouraged. But what I'm going to tell you is that endurance is a part of the system. Having courage is a part of the system. Being uncomfortable is a part of the system. And being able to keep going is a part of the system. And so some people give up just before they get to their big moment, to their big break. And a successful person can never give up because in their mind's eye, they see something that has yet to exist and they believe so much in it that they'll be quitting on themselves to quit on what it is that they want to see. You see, your walls only crumble when you refuse to be anything other than what it is you know you can be. When you refuse to have the success that you know is possible. When you refuse to have anything less, when you become relentless and obsessed with your goals and your dreams and seeing them come to manifest and pass, we got to find that thing that consumes us so much that it gives us that type of energy. We have to, you know, and so I know that because the one is concerned with allowing us to have the desires of our hearts, then that means success is a part of that. And success ain't talked about a whole lot in the Bible, but it definitely is in Joshua. Yep. I think they mentioned it like twice in there. And what that lets me know is that, yeah, we can have anything that we want. We got to do what it takes in order to be able to claim and to have that. So I just wanted to get you started this morning on some of the beauty of what's offered in that book. And it's actually less than 3 hours. It's a really, really quick listen unless you prefer to read. It's actually a small book, about 100 pages. It's a quick read as well. But I'm going to be coming back and talking more and more about this book because it really gives me energy and helps me understand much more and in much better ways how we tear our own walls down that keep us from having what we want, that keep us from our success, that keep us from the desires of our hearts. And that's been promised to us all. We all are worthy of that. And we all should know how to be able to get to and to unlock that. So I appreciate you for being here. Hey, if this video has been helpful for you, definitely make sure you're following us on Facebook, The Alternative Tribe. Instagram at the alternative tribe _ you can also follow me directly, spiritual plug _ on Instagram. And spiritual plug _ on Clubhouse. I am out here, and you know, we're going further this year, further and faster, but we're gonna go together. So I love y'all. This was good to you. Let me know in the comments. You want me to touch another topic? Let me know what you want to talk about. I'm here for it. And we're gonna be doing this a whole lot more lately. Not more lately, but coming soon. So thank you for tapping in. See y'all again.